Hello everyone out there. You are welcome to Literature Hub 247. This is a platform that discusses literature every hour. This video is about a non-African play titled A Man for All Seasons. A Man for All Seasons is written by Robert Bolt. This is Act 2, scenes 1 to 4 of the text. On this platform, we've earlier discussed the Act 1 of this text. Meanwhile, your own text might not be divided into scenes. I've been able to divide it into scenes so that we can understand the narrative. Let's go ahead and do the analysis of Act 2, scenes 1 to 4. This scene opens with the common man, that is Act 2, scene 1. It opens with the common man who wears spectacles and carries a book. He announces that the Church of England has been established in the last 2 years, that is 1530 to 1532. He reads further. He reads from the book that it was not created by bloodshed, but by an act of parliament. He says only a few people oppose it. He adds that they are presently dealing with difficult people. He's trying to juxtapose what they are experiencing now and what really happened when the Church of England was established. Thomas More and William Roper are shown why the common man exits. This is Act 2, Scene 2 of A Man for All Seasons. The new Church of England is the subject of discussion between More and Roper. Remember, Roper is the boyfriend of Margaret. More makes jest of Roper for the Catholic attire he puts on. He wears black and a cross around his neck, being a Catholic now. You know, this has been a bone of contention between him and his father-in-law-to-be, that is More. Roper claims that the chain of office More wears is a demotion. The latter responds that it is not a degradation. He thereby reminds Roper that the bishops' convocation is meeting to decide whether to give their allegiance to London or Rome as demanded by King Henry. He says he will resign if the bishops line up behind King Henry. He will remove the chain. He says great men have won it. In response to Roper's question, he says he's supposed to hear from them now. Roper replies that the convocation of the bishops wouldn't change anything as the king is made the head of the English Church. It is spelled out in the Act of Supremacy. More argues that the king is made the supreme head of the Church of England, so far as the law of God allows it, that is quote unquote. This can make him agree with it. What More is saying here is that he's going to agree with it so far the law of God allows it. That's the only reason that can make him to agree with it. More condemns Roper's opinion on the interpretation of the Act and says his opinion is high treason. He then reminds him of his status as a husband and will soon have children. You know, this tells us that More is now in support of Roper getting married to his daughter Margaret. Margaret, who overhears the conversation, tells Roper to forget responsibilities and follow his mind. Chapel enters and agrees with Margaret's idea and refers to them as saints. More asks for his mission, and Chapel asks in return whether it is wrong to pay a visit to a brother in Christ. More observes that Chapel is on an important assignment. He then asks Margaret and Roper to give them some moment. Chapel bemoans More's association with the actions of King Henry in relation to Queen Catherine's divorce. He reminds him that as the Lord Chancellor, he bears responsibility for his action. He then asks him about the bishops and the rumor of resigning if the bishops told the line of King Henry, that is, if the bishops support King Henry concerning the divorce of Catherine. Chapter also shows his support for the resignation, as it will stop the king from his inglorious action. Chapter gives more information about the people of Yorkshire and Northumberland. He says the people are not happy with King Henry and are ready to protest at all costs. Roper and Norfolk enter, and Chapel says he's about to leave and that he only came to borrow a book. He bows out of the house. Norfolk offers to give the report of the bishops tomorrow. He reports that the bishops give in to King Henry and all ties with Rome are to be cut. More responds that the connection with Rome is fine. He puts his hand on his chain to remove it. He asks Norfolk to help remove it, but he refuses. Roper steps forward to help him, but More declines the offer. He then calls Alice to do it, but she refuses and comments that More behaves like a printed book. It is Margaret, his daughter, who removes the chain for him eventually. Norfolk says More's resignation looks like cowardice. More, who feels excited and angry at the same time, says he views the action of the king as a war against the church. That is, he views the action of King Henry as a war against the church. He adds that King Henry declared war on the Pope because the Pope would not deny that Queen Catherine was not his wife. He refuses to tell Norfolk specifically that Catherine is the king's wife. He says he can only answer the question for the king in private. More informs Norfolk that he is afraid, but Norfolk allays his fears that though the king is not happy with him, but will not deal with him. When Norfolk is about to leave, More stops him and tells him what Chapel told him concerning the threat of armed resistance. Norfolk shows his acceptance of More's desire to be of service to his country. He then tells him that one of Cromwell's men took a tour of the countryside with Chapel to assess the public sentiment. This has some emotional effects on More. He feels jealous and uneasy. Alice, who is angry with her husband's decision to resign, asks him what he will now be doing as he resigns. More replied that he will write, read, learn how to fish, and play with his grandchildren. Roper comments, saying that the resignation is a noble gesture, quote unquote. More explained further that he will not sacrifice his family's finances and status to make a gesture. He says he will have continued in his post if he wanted. Roper argues that More action is moral than practical, when More says that he is practical and will not make a gesture for symbolism. More disproves this and says that morality is practical but not gestural. Alice feels emotional about Roper and accuses him of pushing More into a serious problem where he will not even be allowed to learn how to fish. That is, where you not even have time for any other thing when they are dealing with him. More replies that he has not made any statement of resignation, that anyone will accuse him of going against the king. So he remains silent. So nobody can quote him that this is what he has said. He tells them that even if they are asked to swear with the Bible, they should insist that they don't know his mind. And when they see that he's silent, they will leave him alone. Steward enters and tells More that the household in the kitchen want to know what happened. More then tells Alice to release some of the servants since they will not be able to afford their services any longer. He promises to find places for them. Alice, Margaret, and Roper exit. More tries to persuade Matthew to stay with the smaller wage as he will miss him if he leaves. So More orders Alice to release some of the servants so that they will not be able to afford their payment again, but he wants Matthew to stay back. Matthew insists on leaving and says More never has time for him, so he will not miss him He asks that he sees through him. Moore insists that he remains Matthew. At the end of the scene, Matthew ruminates over what Moore could miss in him. He also remembers how he nearly fell for Moore's offer of a smaller wage. He addresses the audience and says that Moore was only trying to persuade him to stay on in the house. He keeps on repeating that he nearly fell for Moore's offer. He leaves the stage chuckling after taking off his steward's coat and picks up his hat. That is Act 2, Scene 2. Before we continue, please, if you are new on this channel, try and click on the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you have access to all our videos. On this channel, we've earlier discussed the Act 1 of this play, as I said earlier. Now, Act 2, Scene 3. Norfolk calls Cromwell to order on Thomas More. He urges him to stop pursuing him since he doesn't physically oppose the king's divorce. Cromwell responds that More's silence is understood by the people to mean disapproval. The people believes that More is a patriot by passing information about Japu's rebellion. He says that swearing an oath of loyalty to the administration should not be a problem. When Norfolk presses him further, Cromwell explains that he has the directive of the king to get the consent of More on the divorce matter. Cromwell plans to blackmail Thomas More into submission. He wishes to use the information he got from Rich about the silver cup he received from a client. He wants to present that More collected the cup as a bribe. Norfolk contends that More is the only judge who doesn't accept bribes. He says he doesn't believe it. He just wants to lie against More because he knew that the cup was given to him as a gift and not as a bribe. But he's only planning to nail More by saying that he received the cup as a bribe. Cromwell then invites Rich and the woman who gave More the silver cup. The woman's name is Catherine Anger from Lincoln. She had a property case in the court of request. But the judgment was not in her favor, though Cromwell presents it that the woman got a correct judgment from More to nail him, that is to nail More. The woman admits that she sent him an Italian silver cup that was worth 100 shillings. Rich also confirms that More gave him the cup. Cromwell tries to invite Matthew to corroborate it. Norfolk remembers the night that the cup was given to Rich, that they were there together that night. He then asks Rich if he has been receiving cups from More before, and the latter replies no. Norfolk then interprets the scenario that More decided to get rid of the cup when he realized that it was a bribe. Hence, he gave it out to Rich. Cromwell admits that the scenario described by Norfolk is possible, but promises to find something better to blackmail More into submission. Norfolk tells Cromwell that he doesn't want to be involved in the whole saga, but Cromwell tells him that he doesn't have any choice because the king wants him to be actively involved. The king wants Norfolk to be involved because he's known to be a friend of Thomas More. This will give credence to the persecution of More by the king, that it is the process of law. You remember in Act 1, King Henry said that he wants the support of More because of his credibility, so as to give credence to the divorce of Catherine. That does not work. So they now want Norfolk as a close friend of More to support him, to give some credibility to the process. Cromwell tells Norfolk that he will tell the king that he said he wouldn't want to be part of the plan. Norfolk feels threatened and leaves. When Norfolk leaves, Cromwell frowns on Rich and blames him for not remembering that Norfolk was present the night More gave the silver cup to him. Rich apologizes for this, and Cromwell says that Thomas More is going to be a hard nut to crack for them, and they need something concrete to implicate him. Let's quote from the text. Quote, Sir Thomas is going to be a slippery fish. Richard, we need a net with a final mesh. Unquote. As Cromwell and Rich are about to leave, Matthew appears and excuses Rich. He remains Rich about employing a steward. Rich hesitates and remembers how badly Matthew treated him when he was in Moore's house as a steward. Matthew tries to disprove the allegation from Rich. That's the end of Act 2, Scene 3. Now, Act 2, Scene 4. When Common Man leaves, Chapel and the attendant enter Moore's house. Alice appears and tells Chapel that Moore is coming down. Chapel and the attendant discuss the poor condition of Moore's house, and Moore says that Moore supports Spain and seeks to against Cromwell. That is, let me take that one again. Chapel and the attendant discuss the poor condition of Moore's house, and Moore says that he supports Spain and seems to be against Cromwell. Chapel looks around and says that Henry is heretic and Moore is good. The attendant also says he likes Thomas. When Moore enters, Chapel asserts that Moore's alliance with Spain will change his fortune for the better. He tells Moore that he has a letter for him from the king of Spain. They are complaining about the present condition of Moore's house, that everything has changed. Moore refuses to take the letter, and Chapel tells him that nobody saw him when he was coming to the house. Moore doesn't want to collect and open the letter because he feels that he will be forced to take it to the king. He urges Chapel not to be so sure about his stance on the first matter. Moore shows the letter to Alice and Margaret that the letter is not open and doesn't collect it. Alice and Margaret stand as his witnesses here concerning the letter. It is they stand as witnesses that he has not collected the letter and he has not opened it. As Chapel departs, he says with a cold smile that King Henry will be happy with Moore for not collecting the letter. After Chapel and the attendant leave, Alice comes in with a bundle of bracken to leave the house. Moore tells Alice that he refused the money offered to him by the bishops as charity. He says it will make it appear as if he is in their services, that is, as if he supports them. This annoys Alice, who complains about their poverty. Moore responds that he has to consider appearances at such a time. Roper enters and announces that someone is taking Moore to Hampton Court to face some charges before Cromwell. Alice is agitated, but Moore is not moved at all. He even promises to be back for dinner with Cromwell. That is Act 2, Scenes 1 to 4. As I said earlier, if you are new on this channel, try and click the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you have access to all our videos, and whenever any video is produced, you are going to be notified. You are also free to share any of our video or any social media platform. Invite your friends to join us because all the literature texts of WAEC and the poems are going to be discussed fully on this channel. Thank you and God bless.